Imagine, if you will, a world where pain doesn't grip your heart, where life's harshest winds cannot shake your calm. It sounds like something from ancient legends or cinematic tales, where heroes wield unyielding strength against formidable foes. Yet, this ability isn't confined to mythical figures or characters on a screen. It is accessible to you and me. It's a skill, a powerful mindset that we can all cultivate. This isn't about becoming numb or shutting out the emotions that make us human. Rather, it's about mastering our response to life's inevitable challenges so they no longer rule us. In our modern era, emotions often run high. Social media can amplify the smallest grievance. A casual comment can ignite a firestorm of reactions. The sting of criticism, whether from a distant acquaintance online or a close friend, cuts deep, and even minor rejections or mistakes can spiral into caverns of self-doubt. But what if there was a different way to live? What if, instead of succumbing impulsively to these disturbances, we could pause, recalibrate, and approach life with a newfound strength and lightness? Herein lies the profound wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophical lifeline that dates back to ancient Rome. Consider Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor surrounded by plagues and wars, a man who faced the collapse of his world with a serene composure. His secret: it wasn't that he avoided hardship, but that he mastered his inner response to whatever life threw his way. Stoicism isn't about denying the fall. It's about learning how to rise gracefully time and again. Pain, in its myriad forms, is an unavoidable facet of life. Yet, have you ever paused to wonder why it often feels so intense? Why does a fleeting criticism or a momentary failure wound us so deeply? The answer lies not in the events themselves, but in the meanings we attach to them. Our expectations, our intense need for approval, and our futile attempts to control the uncontrollable. Pain, then, is merely a gap between what we desire and what reality delivers. It's a space filled with emotional turbulence, sparked by our perceived loss of control. Consider the dynamics of relationships. When someone we care about begins to drift away, it can feel as though our very self-worth is eroding. Why? Because we've unconsciously tied our identity to their presence. Or think about social media, a realm meant to connect us, yet often it leaves us feeling more isolated than ever. A single negative comment can shatter our self-esteem because deep down we crave validation in a space that's ill-equipped to provide it. And then there's the workplace. Criticism from a boss or a peer can feel deeply personal, not because it is intended to wound, but because we have pinned our hopes on external approval, mistaking it for validation of our worth. Each of these scenarios highlights the same critical error: the belief that life owes us specific outcomes based on our actions. Imagine pain as a storm. It arrives in varied forms, sometimes suddenly, sometimes lingering with persistent intensity. We cannot stop the rain or silence the thunder, but we can choose how we face the tempest. Do we stand exposed, letting the elements buffet us unchecked, or do we seek shelter, finding solid ground and waiting out the storm with patience? Most of us, whether we realize it or not, let the storm dictate our lives. We react impulsively, cursing the rain for falling instead of learning to navigate through it. This is why pain often feels overwhelming. It preys on our desire to control what is fundamentally beyond our grasp. Each moment that life fails to bend to our will feels like a personal betrayal. But the storm itself is not our enemy. It is a natural force, indifferent to our desires. To truly embrace Stoicism is to focus solely on what we can control. Marcus Aurelius, amidst the chaos of his reign, understood that while he could not dictate the course of nature or the actions of others, he could govern his own thoughts and reactions. Stoicism teaches us to concentrate on our internal responses, finding peace amid chaos by adjusting our perceptions and actions. Consider this analogy. You're in a crowded room where voices clamor for attention, opinions, demands, judgments. You cannot silence them, nor can you escape their noise, but you can choose which voices you heed. Perhaps you focus on your own inner voice, or maybe you find solace in the calm of the present moment. This choice, this power to direct your focus, is a reflection of life itself. We cannot control the myriad external forces that press upon us, the criticisms, the setbacks, the upheavals, but we can choose where to invest our energy and attention. Social media, for instance, is a cacophony of voices. It can be a source of stress and negativity, but by applying Stoic detachment, we learn that the judgments of others are not ours to bear. We don't have to engage with every comment or meet every expectation. In the workplace, when politics and dynamics swirl, we can choose to focus on our integrity and our work rather than getting drawn into drama. When personal setbacks occur, we remind ourselves that our response, how we move forward, is within our control, even if the circumstances are not. This powerful realization does not mean suppressing our emotions or pretending hardships don't exist. Rather, it's about experiencing life fully, feeling pain and disappointment, but not allowing those feelings to dominate our actions or define our lives. Like a lake that returns to calmness after a stone is thrown, we too can learn to let the ripples of our emotions dissipate naturally without resistance. The Stoic path teaches us not just to survive life's storms, but to navigate them with grace and wisdom. As we continue this journey, remember, it's not about shielding yourself from pain, but about transforming your response to it, so that you can live with a profound sense of peace and purpose. As we further explore the Stoic approach to navigating life's challenges, let's delve into how this ancient wisdom helps us to not just endure, but actively engage with our trials with dignity and resilience. The Stoics provided us with tools, not just to survive the storms of life, but to steer through them with a grace that transcends mere coping. They teach us that the true battleground is not the external world, but the internal realm of our thoughts and reactions. Imagine pain not as an enemy, but as a sculptor. Each hardship, each setback chips away at the marble, gradually revealing the masterpiece within us. This perspective doesn't diminish the reality of pain, but reframes it as a critical element of our personal growth and evolution. Stoicism teaches us to embrace life's difficulties as opportunities to strengthen our character and refine our virtues. Take, for example, the Stoic practice of reflection and preparation, known as premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. This practice involves visualizing potential challenges and setbacks, not to dwell on them pessimistically, but to prepare oneself mentally and emotionally for adversity. By contemplating the difficulties that might arise, we equip ourselves with the resilience and perspective needed to face them calmly when they do occur. This mental rehearsal primes us to remain unshaken when the actual challenges hit, reducing the shock and disarray they might otherwise cause. Consider how this approach transforms our daily frustrations and obstacles. When something goes wrong, a project fails at work, a relationship encounters strife, or a personal goal is thwarted, instead of reacting with despair or frustration, we can see these events as anticipated challenges that test our Stoic training. Each obstacle becomes a question. How will I use this to grow? What can this teach me about patience, perseverance, or courage? This mindset shifts our focus from what happens to us to how we respond. It changes our narrative from one of victimhood to one of agency and choice. It empowers us to take control of the one thing we can always influence, regardless of external circumstances: our inner state. Further, Stoicism encourages us to differentiate between what we can control and what we cannot. The dichotomy of control is a central tenet of Stoic philosophy, teaching us to invest our energy wisely. For things within our control, our actions, choices, and responses, we are encouraged to act with full effort and ethical rigor. For everything outside our control, other people's actions, life's random events, the past and the future, we learn to let go, accepting these realities without resignation, but with proactive acceptance. This proactive acceptance does not mean passive indifference, but rather an active engagement with the present moment without attachment to specific outcomes. It means doing our best with the parts of our lives we can influence while releasing tension about the parts we cannot change. This balanced approach leads to a more peaceful and productive life, where stress and anxiety are significantly reduced because we are no longer fighting against the inevitable. Moreover, living stoically involves cultivating positive emotions and virtues. While Stoicism teaches us to be resilient against negative experiences, it also encourages the fostering of joy, gratitude, and kindness. These are not passive feelings, but active choices. We choose to focus on the good in our lives, to appreciate the beauty in the mundane, and to extend kindness to others, not because circumstances always warrant it, but because these actions align with who we aspire to be. Imagine starting each day with a meditation on gratitude and an intention to act kindly, regardless of the stresses and strains that might come. This practice sets a tone of positivity and purpose, making it easier to maintain composure and kindness in the face of daily challenges. By choosing these virtues, we build a life that not only withstands storms, but also spreads light in the darkest times. As we continue to embrace these Stoic practices, we find that our capacity for happiness and contentment grows. We become not just resilient against life's pains, but also profoundly attuned to its pleasures. We learn to live fully in each moment, not as passive observers of our lives, but as active participants who bring wisdom, tranquility, and joy to everything we do. In this way, Stoicism does more than help us cope with pain. It transforms how we experience every aspect of our lives, turning everyday challenges into opportunities for growth and every small pleasure into a moment of deep appreciation. This shift in perspective is profound, offering a path to a richer, more meaningful life, characterized not by avoidance of hardship, but by a vibrant engagement with all that life offers. Embracing the full spectrum of experiences life offers, the Stoic philosophy equips us with a resilience that's both deep and enduring. It teaches us to approach each day not as a series of obstacles to overcome, but as opportunities to practice the virtues we hold dear: courage, temperance, wisdom, and justice. These principles do not merely help us to navigate difficulties. They inspire us to transform these challenges into stepping stones toward personal excellence. Imagine a life where each difficulty enhances your understanding, where each trial polishes your character. This is the essence of the Stoic journey. It's about transforming the raw materials of daily experience into the refined gold of wisdom. This transformation occurs not in easy, comfortable situations, but through the rigorous testing of our principles in the heat of life's challenges. One of the powerful ways Stoicism teaches us to handle pain and hardship is through the practice of mindfulness and the conscious control of attention. By focusing our awareness on the present moment, we can often see beyond the immediate discomforts and recognize the longer-term or broader benefits of enduring a particular struggle. This practice doesn't diminish the reality of the pain, but it provides a context that changes its impact. When we focus on the present, we're not weighed down by past regrets or future anxieties. We're engaged in the now, where our power to act is strongest. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to question our initial interpretations of events. Often, what we perceive as harmful or painful is influenced heavily by the lens through which we view it. By challenging our assumptions and beliefs about what is bad or unbearable, we can often find a sense of liberation in seeing things as they truly are, not as we fear them to be. This reframing is a potent tool in managing emotional reactions and maintaining mental clarity amid turmoil. For example, consider the disappointment of a failed project or initiative. While the initial reaction might be to view this as a setback, a Stoic would search for the hidden lessons. What can be learned from this experience? How can it provide insights that lead to better decisions in the future? Instead of allowing failure to feed a narrative of incompetence or bad luck, it is viewed as a valuable source of critical information and an integral part of the learning curve. This leads to another Stoic concept, that of amor fati, or love of fate. This is the idea that one should not only accept but embrace everything that happens, seeing it as a necessary piece of the fabric of one's life. To love one's fate is to accept each moment fully while trusting that, if we respond with our best effort and a good heart, everything unfolds as it should, even if it's not according to our original plans. This acceptance is not passive. It's an active affirmation of life in all its unpredictability and complexity. Embracing amor fati enables us to approach life with a sense of peace and contentment, knowing that we are doing our best with the circumstances we are given. This doesn't mean we don't strive to improve our situation, but it means we don't waste our energy resisting the unchangeable. Instead, we invest our effort into actions that enhance our well-being and contribute positively to the lives of those around us. As we apply these Stoic practices to our lives, we build not just a personal resilience, but a communal strength. By embodying virtues like courage and justice, we influence those around us, creating ripples that encourage others to also act with integrity and strength. Our personal practice of Stoicism thus becomes a public good, contributing to a society where individuals are empowered to face life's challenges with grace and wisdom. This communal aspect of Stoicism reflects its profound understanding of human interdependence. We are not isolated actors, but part of a larger network of relationships and communities. Our strength and wisdom are not just for our own benefit, but are gifts we offer freely, supporting others in their own struggles and joys. In this third part of our exploration into Stoic living, we see how the philosophy extends beyond personal tranquility and touches on a broader, more impactful way of engaging with the world. It calls us not only to endure life's adversities with grace, but to transform these experiences into assets that enrich our collective human experience. As we move into the final part of our discussion, we'll consider how these principles equip us to lead lives of profound meaning and purpose, creating a legacy of resilience and wisdom that transcends our individual existence. As we conclude our exploration of Stoicism and its profound impact on personal and communal life, we find ourselves at a pivotal juncture. Stoicism does not merely prepare us to handle the ebbs and flows of life with grace. It empowers us to forge a legacy of wisdom and strength that transcends our individual existence. This philosophy encourages us to live not as passive recipients of fate, but as active sculptors of our destiny, crafting a life rich with purpose and deeply rooted in virtue. Consider the potential of a life lived in accordance with Stoic principles, where each decision is informed by virtue and each challenge is met with resilience. This is a life where personal achievements and communal contributions seamlessly intertwine, creating a tapestry of actions that not only benefit the individual but also enhance the collective well-being. By cultivating a Stoic disposition, we become leaders in our own right, whether in our families, communities, or professional fields, inspiring others through our example and fostering environments where virtue and integrity flourish. The Stoic commitment to living a virtuous life compels us to look beyond our immediate concerns and consider the broader impact of our actions. This perspective is crucial in today's interconnected world, where our choices can have far-reaching consequences. Stoicism teaches us to act thoughtfully, considering not just the immediate effects of our actions, but their extended influence on the community and the environment. This thoughtful engagement is particularly relevant in addressing global challenges such as environmental sustainability, social justice, and economic inequality. Stoicism also offers a robust framework for enduring personal and global crises. It teaches us that while we cannot control external events, we can always choose our response. This choice is where our true power lies. In times of crisis, Stoics remain steadfast, guided by inner values rather than external circumstances. This resilience is not a cold indifference, but a deliberate choice to respond with courage and wisdom, preserving tranquility within while addressing turmoil without. Furthermore, Stoicism champions the idea of cosmopolitanism, the belief that all human beings belong to a single community, bound by mutual respect and shared values. This global perspective encourages us to act as citizens of the world, embracing diversity and striving for harmony. It challenges us to extend our empathy and justice beyond our immediate circles to encompass all humanity, recognizing that we share more similarities than differences. In practical terms, living as a Stoic in today's world means making choices that are consistent with a global ethic. It involves advocating for policies that protect the vulnerable, supporting practices that preserve our planet, and educating ourselves and others about the importance of global citizenship. It means choosing collaboration over conflict and understanding over indifference. By embodying these ideals, we contribute to a more just and compassionate world. Moreover, Stoicism does not advocate for a life of severe austerity or emotional suppression. Rather, it promotes a deep engagement with life's joys and sorrows, experienced fully but without attachment to transient emotions. Stoics find joy not in fleeting pleasures, but in lasting achievements rooted in virtue. They derive deep satisfaction from the progress they make in their own character and the positive impact they have on others. This balanced approach to emotions extends to how Stoics handle success and failure alike. They meet success with humility and failure with courage, learning from both and remaining focused on their larger goals. This equanimity in all circumstances is what defines the Stoic sage, someone who lives in harmony with nature, acts according to reason, and maintains inner peace regardless of external conditions. As we integrate Stoicism into our daily lives, we discover that it offers more than just personal tranquility. It provides a blueprint for active engagement in the world. Stoics become advocates for change, using their influence to promote peace, justice, and sustainability. They engage in community service, mentorship, and leadership, knowing that their actions contribute to a greater good. The legacy of a Stoic is therefore one of profound impact. By living according to Stoic principles, we leave behind a legacy not just of achievements, but of a life well lived. Our example serves as a beacon for others, inspiring future generations to also seek wisdom, practice virtue, and contribute positively to society. As you move forward from this exploration of Stoicism, consider how you can apply its teachings in your own life. Reflect on the areas where you can practice more self-control, show greater courage, act with more justice, and lead with wisdom. Think about how you can extend your influence beyond yourself to make a positive impact on the world. Each small step in this direction brings us closer to a more fulfilling and meaningful existence. In closing, remember that Stoicism is not merely a personal philosophy, but a call to action. It is a way of living that challenges us to rise above petty concerns and contribute to the betterment of all. By embracing Stoicism, we embrace a life of purpose, making each day a testament to our commitment to live wisely, justly, and courageously. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Stoic philosophy. As you continue to explore and apply these timeless principles, may you find both peace within yourself and the power to create positive change in the world around you. Remember, in the grand tapestry of life, each thread we weave with intention and virtue strengthens the whole. Let us weave with wisdom and leave behind a fabric rich with resilience and beauty, a true legacy of our time on earth.